The interview process for determining the next police chief has been very thorough and has involved many people. I want to first thank some of those people before I move on to the announcement. I want to thank the public for their comments that they provided me. I want to thank the governing body for the support and their comments as well on what they wanted to see in the next police chief. I also want to thank a couple of panels of community members that gave up a day of their very busy lives to help in this selection process. The initial interview panel was made up of Kirk Thompson, KBI Director, Mike Kagay, Shawnee County District Attorney, Herman Jones, Shawnee County Sheriff, Robert Burns, Police Chief, Lawrence, Kansas, Frank Henderson, Deputy Director of Topeka Rescue Mission, Doug Gerber, Deputy City Manager, Lisa Robertson, City Attorney, and Jackie Russell, Human Resources Director. They were very instrumental in helping me to choose the most qualified finalists for the position. The second group of Topeka citizens that I want to thank for their assistance is the community panel members that interviewed the finalists. Pastor T.D. Hicks, Antioch Missionary Baptist Church, Pastor Delmar White, Mount Zion Baptist Church, Aman Omar Hazim, Islamic Center of Topeka, P.J. Carter, Angela Gamber, Administrative Director, Emergency Care, Stormont Vale Hospital, Steve Carney of Carney and Associates, and Frank Padilla, a retired police officer. I think it's important to note is they wrote their own tough questions they asked the candidates, and they were committed to getting real answers from the candidates on what kind of chief they would be in Topeka. Their input was vital in the decision-making process. I'm also excited to state that they recommended like-mindedly on the hiring of the new police chief. I also appreciate all the Topeka residents that came out to the open house to meet and talk with the candidates and provide their feedback to me on the chiefs. I also, most importantly, want to thank my staff, Human Resources Director Jackie Russell and Michelle, on all their support and logistics to make the necessary arrangements for the candidates to get here, and the support of myself and the panelists as they did the interview process. I want to thank Mayor Michelle Della Isa for agreeing to be part of this press conference. I also want to thank Pastor T.D. Hicks, Pastor Delmar White, for agreeing to provide some remarks, and P.J. Carter for being here. On behalf of the community panel and the community, we will do the pinning ceremony and then allow the new chief to make some comments before we hear from them. At this time, I'm proud to announce the selection of Bill Cochran as the city's next Topeka Police Chief. Before we pin on some hardware, I think it's important to take some time to explain why I've selected Bill Cochran as the next police chief. Bill Cochran made a strong impression on me over the last 2 months as the interim police chief, and during the interview process, he made an even stronger case as to why he is the right fit for this position long term. He took charge when I placed him in the interim position and has made some positive changes in this short period of time. Chief Cochran presented many ideas that he wants to implement in the department during his interviews. They are ideas that I feel are the best to move this department forward and make connections with the community. As he begins to implement these ideas and the department begins to function by them, the department will be even stronger than it is today. The police department will become more community engaged, transparent, and supportive of all citizens. I feel confident he can do this based on his actions in the past and his ideas for the future. He believes strongly in providing training and support for behavioral issues in our community. As an example, he understands that controlling crime in our community is important to everyone, and that the police department will play many interconnecting roles in the Momentum 2022 process that will help make our community successful. The other exciting part of this decision is that I'm able to promote someone that has been a member of the Topeka Police Department for his entire career to be police chief. Chief Cochran, during his tenure, is going to be challenging each of the department members to prepare themselves to be ready to someday compete for his position. We have many great, hardworking members of the police department, that need to be making sure that they are completing their college education and getting the right kind of training to advance in their careers. I fully support this challenge and feel that it is critical in order to building a professional department. I also want to challenge the department. Support your new chief. He has some great ideas that I feel will make the department better, and I ask that you give him a chance to develop these ideas and implement them with a strong effort. Together, I know you can do great things. The bottom line is that Bill Cochran is a servant leader to our police department personnel and to the Topeka community. Interim Chief, please stand in front with me and bring Kelly and your family forward. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Topeka's new police chief, Chief Bill Cochran.
I just want to thank the governing body, the citizens of Topeka, and the city manager for having the faith in me to take this next step and lead our agency forward in the city of Topeka. We got a lot of great ideas, and Topeka is a great community to live in. Proud to live in it. I want to thank my wife, Kelly, and my family. So, thank you.
Mayor Della Lisa, your next comments, please.
Thank you, City Manager. What a day. What a day. What does this mean for the city of Topeka? It means that we finally have our whole team. It means that our community have been wanting a chief of police for a while, and now we have a homegrown chief of police. It means that we heard you. For us, it was a very difficult task. As you all know, you saw the 3 finalists. We had 3 amazing candidates. And as I was talking to Sheriff Jones, I said, you know, they all have the one key thing that our community has wanted. They all have experience in the trenches. But you have one candidate that has energy, you have one candidate that has philosophy, and you have one candidate that has the heart. And I think that in a time like today, and in a time like now, in which the tone in our nation is a tone of concern, you need heart to make things happen. We chose the heart. We chose Mr. Cochran. Thank you, Chief. We look forward to serving with you. Your city looks forward to your leadership. You have no idea how much we were contacted because people were supporting you in your community. And I think it is important that everybody hears that. There was support in the city of Topeka for Chief Cochran. Welcome to the team.
At this time, Pastor Delmer White, please come forward.
Thank you, Brent. To newly elected Chief Cochran, we from the community, thank you first for the opportunity to sit on the panel to do the interview. I think this is a great step forward for our city, as the mayor has mentioned. Community-wise, that's been the comment that's coming from those in the community, that this is a good fit and a good decision, a great opportunity for us to continue the dialogue among citizens and the police department moving in the right direction. And so we're thankful for this decision, thankful for the opportunity to continue to work with TPD and the community at large to be able to tackle some of the tough issues that are on the table. And so with that, we are thankful and congratulations.
And Pastor T.D. Hicks, please, a few comments. I appreciate it.
First, let me start off by just thanking City Manager Brent for doing a wonderful job. He and his staff did a tremendous job in putting together the interview panels and the candidates for this job. I want to thank our mayor for her efforts in just keeping things together and pushing in the right direction. Certainly, I stand here today excited to be able to continue the hard efforts and the hard work that we have begun. I thank Chief Bill, for gotta get used to that. Get used to that. Thank Chief Bill for all of his hard work. I'm excited because Chief has already established some great relationships within the community. And one thing that we kept saying throughout this panel was we were looking for some stability. We're looking to bring stability back to the city of Topeka, and I believe that we worked hard to get that done. Also, another challenging question that we put before the panelists, the candidates rather, was that we asked them what would be their plan to bring some diversity to the department. And Chief Cochran laid out a great plan that we will be able to pursue so that our department begins to reflect the community that it serves. And I believe that will help to ease some of the tensions because we got to be open and honest. We're pursuing, this is a great weekend to make this announcement on Dr. King's holiday coming up on Monday, but we are pursuing Dr. King's dream in challenging times. And so we need people that are willing to step up to the plate and make some tough decisions, but then also be able to include individuals and make the playing field somewhat even as we go forward. So I look forward to working with Chief Bill, got it right that time, working with Chief Bill as we go forward. And certainly the Baptist Ministers Union is in support of this particular movement, and we bring greetings on behalf of the Antioch Baptist Church and those that we represent throughout the community. We look forward to working with you. God bless you.
Thank you, pastors. I really appreciate it. Mayor, thank you for coming, making your comments. Very important time. We look forward to the things that will happen in the future. It's going to be a good period of time for our community. Thank you.